Welcome back my kings and queens, and welcome to this video where we will go ahead and create this complete low poly car. I will go ahead and try to keep it as simple as possible, but in order to keep this all in one video, I need to speed some things up. So if you're interested in a full step-by-step beginner guide, you can also go ahead and check out my course with the link in my description. But now let's go ahead and start right into the modeling of this low poly car. Before you can go ahead and start to model the car, you of course need to set up the blueprints. If you're completely new to this topic, you can go ahead and check out my video on how to set up the car blueprints correctly. But for all of you who are familiar with setting up car blueprints, you just go ahead and select the cube, and right here at object, you change these three values to the size of the car. Then you go ahead and press number 3 to go into the side view, press Z to open up the shading menu and go into the wireframe mode, press Shift and A to open up the add menu, head over to image and go ahead and click on reference and search for a blueprint and go ahead and insert it into the blender scene. Then you go ahead and scale up the side view to the size of the cube. Then you go ahead and click on data on the right side, check this box, change the value to 0.1, disable perspective, and then you can go ahead and press Shift and D, then right click to leave this at the same place, go into the front view by pressing numpad 1, press R and Z to rotate the blueprint by -90 degrees, and then you go ahead and match up the front view with the cube. Then for this one you can go ahead and check the depth and the side to front, press Shift and D again to duplicate it once more, go into the back view by pressing Ctrl numpad 1, change the depth and the side to back, and go ahead and align the back view. Then you can again go into the side view, select the side view blueprint, press Shift and D once more, and right click to leave this at the same place, press numpad 7 to go into the top view, press R and Y and type in -90 to rotate it by -90 degrees on the Y axis, and go ahead and align the top view. Alright, and as easy as that, we have already set up the car blueprints. And like I said, if you should have problems with this, as this was really fast, just go ahead and watch a full video on how to set up the car blueprints correctly. Alright, so then from right here we can go ahead and start to model the car. Press numpad 3 to go into the side view and press Shift and A to open up the add menu. Head over to mesh and go ahead and click on cube. Then go ahead and press tab to go into the edit mode of the cube, so you can go ahead and start to modify the geometry of the cube, and then go ahead and press M to open up the merge menu and go ahead and click on at center to merge the cube at the center so that you're left with only one single vertex. Then press G to grab the vertex and go ahead and move this to the beginning of the hood to a point around here, and as you cannot really see where the hood starts from the side view, you can go ahead and press numpad 7 to go into the top view, and from right here you can see that the hood starts at this line right here, so we need to move the vertex down to this line right here. And to make the move of the vertex easier, you can go ahead and click on the symbol right here to enable the move function. Now you can go ahead and drag the vertex down to this point right here. And the way to model cars is just to trace down the blueprint and create faces, and this is exactly what we're going to do right now. So with this vertex, go ahead and press E to extrude the vertex and go ahead and extrude it all the way to the end of the hood to a point around here. Because of the watermarks of the blueprint, you cannot really see where the hood ends, but just go ahead and guess where it could be, and I think it is at a point around here. Now we have created an edge, and this edge of course does not follow the blueprint line, and because of this you of course need to add in one more vertex. You can go ahead and add in one more vertex by adding in a loop cut by pressing Ctrl and R. And when you hover with your mouse over this edge right here, you can see that this yellow dot appears, and when it appears you can go ahead and press left click, and like this you have already created a loop cut. Then go ahead and press G to grab this new created vertex and place it onto the blueprint line to a point around here. Now we're matching the blueprint line in 3 points, but we of course do not match it at all of these points right here between the vertices, but as you want to keep the car low poly, this is not a problem. Alright, then let's go ahead and take this vertex and trace it down to the end of the hood. So again, with this vertex selected, go ahead and press E and extrude it all the way down to the end of the hood to a point around here. And now again you can see that we're not matching with the blueprint line, so let's go ahead and add in some more vertices to this edge right here, and in this case let's go ahead and do not add in 1 but 2 vertices. So press Ctrl and R again while hovering with your mouse over this edge right here, and scroll up your mouse wheel 1 time to add in 1 more vertex, and press left click to apply the loop cut. Then you can go ahead and select the vertices and move them onto the blueprint line. Then let's go ahead and take this vertex and extrude it to the middle of the hood. But before we go ahead and do this, we first need to add in our mirror modifier. So head over to the right side and click on this blue wrench right here. Click on add modifier, head out to generate and go ahead and click on mirror. and you have to enable clipping so that you cannot extrude the vertex over the middle line. So then with this vertex selected, go ahead and press E and extrude it all the way to the left side until you cannot extrude it any further, and go ahead and place the vertex onto the blueprint line right here. And now it is important to count how many vertices we have at the top, and you can see that we have 1, 2, 3 vertices, and we only have 1 and 2 vertices at the bottom. But as you want to fill in all of these areas with quartz, we need the same amount of vertices at the top and at the bottom. So let's go ahead and add in one more vertex to right here and move this down to align this with the blueprint line. So now from right here, we have traced down the hood from the top view. But if we would go ahead and rotate over view with the middle mouse button, you can see that all of these vertices are on a flat area. So let's go ahead and press number 1 to go into the front view, and you can see the flat area right here, and you can see how the hood really is. So now let's go ahead and rotate over view and select these 3 vertices right here. Press number 1 to go back into the front view and move these vertices down to match them up with the blueprint line. And let's go ahead and do the same with these vertices right here and with this vertex right here. And let's go ahead and move this one down as well to a point around here. And now you can already see how this is looking. So now all that is left to do is to again go into the top view to have a better look on the hood. Take both of these vertices right here, press E to extrude them all the way to the left side to a point right here. Press Ctrl and R again to add in a loop cut to right here. And now you can go ahead and slide this loop cut as you have created an edge with this loop cut. But you can also go ahead and just press right click to leave it at the same place. Then let's go ahead and move this a little bit down so it goes with the curve that we have at the top and at the bottom. And now we can go ahead and select 4 vertices and press F to fill in all of the blank spaces that we have. Alright, then you can go ahead and rotate your view, and just like this, you have already created the hood. So this is the basic method that you will go ahead and use throughout the entire car. So let's go ahead and practice it by creating the fender and the bumper. Press number 7 to go back into the top view, and let's go ahead and take this vertex right here and extrude it to the beginning of the door to right here. Then let's go ahead and press number 3 to go into the side view, and maybe let's go ahead and move this vertex a little bit down to a point right here. Then press number 7 again. Let's go ahead and select this vertex right here and press E and extrude it all the way to the headlight. Press number 1 to go into the front view, so we can already go ahead and align the vertex from the front view. And let's go ahead and do the same with this vertex right here. And also go ahead and press number 3 and go ahead and double check from the side view, and these vertices are already matching from the side view as they were matching from the top and the front view. Back in the top view, we can again see that we have 1, 2 and 3 vertices right here, but only 1 and 2 vertices right here. So let's go ahead and add in a loop cut to right here and 1 to right there, and then we can go ahead and already start to fill in some faces. So normally we will go ahead and try to create as many quads as possible, but right here we only have 3 vertices, so we can go ahead and fill in the face with only the 3 vertices. But doing this on a low poly car is acceptable because we're not going to use a subdivision surface modifier. Now while rotating the view, you can see that this looks a little bit off, so let's go ahead and press 2 to go into the end selecting mode. Select this edge right here. And let's go ahead and move this a little bit up. Alright, then let's go ahead and from the top view, go ahead and take this vertex and extrude it to right here, then to the bottom right here, then to a point right here, to right here, and let's go ahead and connect both of these vertices by selecting them and pressing F to create an edge between the vertices. And then let's go ahead and try to align the vertices from the front view. And also go ahead and take a look from the side view. And something like this should be fine. Let's go ahead and press number 7 again and take this vertex and extrude it to right here because we have a matching vertex at the top. Take this one and extrude it to right here again because of the matching vertex at the top. And one more time to a point around here with this matching vertex at the left. Now let's go ahead and align these vertices on the other views as well. First in the front view, and you have to move all of these vertices up a little bit and take a look from the side view. And this one needs to be a little bit more to the right side, maybe even all the way to the end of the wheel arch. Let's go ahead and take a closer look, and this is looking fine. So we can go ahead and start to fill in some of the faces, and we can actually go ahead and create all of these quads right here. But because these quads are really stretched, you can see that they kind of look off. So let's go ahead and for example select these 2 vertices right here and press J to connect the vertices to create a triangle right here. Let's also go ahead and create one right there and one more triangle to right here. You of course could go ahead and try to align the topology a little bit better, but for a low poly car like this is totally fine. So let's go ahead and finish the side fender. So let's go ahead and extrude the vertex to right here to create a quad right there, then once to right here to create a quad right here. Then we can go ahead and take this vertex right here and extrude it once to right here. And let's first go ahead and align these vertices from the top view. and we can already go ahead and create the faces right here. Then back at the side view, we can go ahead and shoot the vertices to these points right here, and one more time down the point right here, and this one as well. And let's go ahead and fill in the faces. And of course, these vertices do not go straight down, so let's go ahead and take them and move them a little bit to the left, like this. Alright, then let's go ahead and focus on the front bumper, and for this let's go ahead and take all of these vertices right here, press E and then Z to shoot the vertices down all the way to the point right here. Let's go ahead and go into the side view and align the vertices from the side view. Let's go ahead and create one more triangle right here. Take this vertex and shoot it to right here. Take this one and shoot it to right here. So you can go ahead and create one more quad right here, and make sure that you match up these vertices from the front view. And also go ahead and rotate your view to get a better look on how this is looking. Then go into the front view, take all of these vertices right here, press Shift and D and then Z to duplicate them down, a point right here, press number 3, go into the side view, and the vertices are already matched perfectly right here. So let's go ahead and connect both of these vertices right here. Take all of these vertices right here, press number 3 to go into the side view, press E and then Z to shoot the vertices down. And right now this is looking kind of blocky, so let's go ahead and press period to open up the pivot point menu, and let's go ahead and change the pivot point to active element. And this vertex right here right now is the active element because it is right. If it should be another vertex for you, you can just go ahead and deselect that vertex and select it again so it becomes the active element. So let's go ahead and deselect this one and select it again to make this the active element. Press number 3, let's go ahead and press S and then Y to scale all of these vertices to the active element on the Y axis. And let's go ahead and press number 1, deselect this one and select it again to make it the active element, and press S and X to scale this down on the X axis to the active element, like this. So at the blueprint right here you can see that you're not quite matching with the blueprint lines, and you can also see at the reference images that the bumper looks a little bit different than what we have modeled it to right now. But of course this is just a stylized car without many attention to detail, and if you're interested into 3D low poly car modeling with more love to the detail, you can go ahead and check out my beginner course on how to model a low poly car in Blender, where we have created this pretty looking low poly car from the complete beginning to the final render. The link to it with a discount code is the first link in the description. But now let's go ahead and continue with this car on the side view. So take this edge right here and shoot it down, and let's go ahead and move this a little bit to the left side. Then let's go ahead and take all of these vertices right here and press E to extrude them all the way to the end of the door to right here. Let's go ahead and align the vertices all the way to a point right here. And let's go ahead and take a look from the top view, and we do have to move these vertices a little bit more to the left side. Then take this vertex right here, press E to shoot it to right here. Take this one and press E and shoot it all the way to the end of the window to right here. And you can go ahead and take this vertex and with G move this to right here and move this one up to right there, and go ahead and create a face right here. Then go ahead and take this one, shoot it to right here because you have a matching vertex on the left side, this one to right here and this one to right there, and go ahead and create the faces. And just go ahead and move the vertices from this perspective to the left side. Let's go ahead and take this vertex right here so we can go ahead and start to model the roof of the car. Then to make the roof of the car, you can just go ahead and select these three vertices right here, press E and then X to shoot them all the way to the left side, and go ahead and move them up to a point right here. And from the top view, go ahead and move this one to the front to right here, and this one right here is already placed correctly. Let's go ahead and continue by connecting both of these vertices right here. Take this one and shoot it to right here because of this vertex right here, so we can go ahead and create one more quad right here. And from the top view this is already aligned, so then we can go ahead and continue, for example with this vertex right here, extrude it to right here, and then all the way to the taillights to right here, and then up to right here. And let's go ahead and align the vertices. Then you can go ahead and connect both of these vertices right here, and we're definitely gonna need one more vertex right here, which we can go ahead and add in with a loop cut. Take both of these vertices right here and press F to connect them, create a loop cut right here, go ahead and align it from the top view, and go ahead and fill in the faces. Then you can go ahead and finish up the trunk area from the top by creating one more triangle right here. And finishing up this area with some quads. Now in order to work on the back of the car, you can see that all of the blueprint is filled with the front of the car, so you can just go ahead and go into the wireframe mode with shift and the left mouse button, go ahead and select the front of the car and press H to hide the front of the car for right now, so you can go ahead and model the back without the front disturbing you. So let's go ahead and take this one and extrude it to right here and try to align the vertices with the already existing ones right here. And let's go ahead and extrude these ones up to right here. Take this one and with double G slide it to the right side. Then I take all of these vertices and move them in to right here. Then I take all of these vertices right here and extrude them down all the way to the diffuser. Take a look from the side view. Let's go ahead and extrude this vertex to right here and then down to right here. Let's go ahead and try to create a quad right here. And it's looking fine. Then let's go ahead with a triangle right here. And let's go ahead and finish up the back bumper with a quad right here. Go ahead and align this in the back view. And we have a little bit more of the body down here. So let's go ahead and take again these vertices right here. Press shift and D and then Z to duplicate them down. Take a look from the side view. And let's go ahead and connect these vertices. Take all of these vertices, press E and then Z to extrude them down. And then let's go ahead and again play around with the active element. Alright, so like this we have already finished the car body. At the outliner at the top right you can go ahead and rename this one to car body. And now let's go ahead and fill in all of the gaps. Let's go ahead and start with the headlights. In order to do the headlights, you first need to press Alt and H in the edit mode of the car body to bring all of the hidden vertices back. And with Shift and Alt, go ahead and select all of these vertices right here. Press Shift and D to duplicate the vertices and then right click to leave them at the same place. And go ahead and press P to open up the separate menu. And go ahead and click on selection to create a new object containing all of these vertices right here. Let's go ahead and press Tab to go back into the object mode. Select car body 0.001. Rename this one to headlights. Press Tab to go into the edit mode. And go ahead and fill in the faces. You can also go ahead and create one more loop cut right here, so you can go ahead and drag this one out to create a little bit more of a rounded headlight like this. Then also go ahead and create the taillights just like we already did the headlights. So go ahead and select all of these vertices right here, Shift and D, right click, P, selection. Let's go ahead and go into the edit mode and go ahead and try to fill in the faces as best as possible. So something like this. Although I really do not like how this is looking, so let's go ahead and with the knife tool by pressing K, go ahead and create a cut to right here. And then you can go ahead and select this vertex right here and move this in, and with double G, maybe slide it a little bit to the left side, and this is looking a little bit better. Alright, then for the events, let's go ahead and first duplicate all of the vertices and put them into a new selection. Go ahead and rename this one to Taillights and this one to Black Parts. And right here, I would go ahead and press F to first create a face. Then you can go ahead and press E to extrude the face a little bit in, and press 3 to go into the face selection mode and select this face right here, and press X and click on faces. Then you can go ahead and select this face right here, press Ctrl and T to trilinguate this face, and then Alt and J to make quads out of these triangles. Let's go ahead and repeat the same stuff at the back bumper right here. Let's also go ahead and fill in all of these glass areas right here. For this I would recommend to go into the edge selecting mode and select all of these edges right here. Press Shift and D, right click, P, selection, go into the edit mode of this new object and go ahead and try to fill in the faces as best as possible. And of course not all of this should be the back window, because you can see that we have some black parts right here at the reference image. So let's go ahead, maybe select this vertex and move this a little bit to the back. Then you can go ahead and select both of these faces right here. Press P and selection, press Tab to go out of the edit mode, select this object right here, and then with Shift this one right here, which is already called black parts, and press Ctrl and J to join both of these objects together. And go ahead and take this one and rename this one to glass. Now the only thing that is left to do is to create the underbody and some wheels. To create the underbody, let's go ahead and select all of the outline vertices like this. Press Shift and D, right click, P, selection. It is just the same game over and over again. And then you can go ahead and select all of these vertices right here. Press E and then X to shoot them on the X axis. And you can also go ahead and press S, then X and then 0 to scale them down to the same amount on the X axis. Then go ahead and only select this wheel edge right here and press F, then this one at the back and press F. Take these edges right here, press E and then X to shoot them in, and then back into the vertex select mode. Just go ahead and select all of these vertices right here and press F. Select all of these vertices right here and press F. and you can go ahead and create some end grounds right here, as this is just the underbody of the car and this is a flat area, so you do not have to worry about these end grounds. And as this of course should be black, you can go ahead and join it to the black parts. Alright, now let's go ahead and create some wheels. Let's go ahead and press Shift and A to open up the add menu again, head over to mesh and add in a cylinder. Open up this menu at the bottom left and let's go ahead and reduce the vertices down to 12. Let's go ahead and go into the edit mode of the cylinder, rotate it on the y-axis by 90 degrees and go ahead and place it to where the wheel needs to be and scale this down to the size of the wheel. Let's also go ahead and take a look from the front view and go ahead and scale down the cylinder from the front view as well. Let's go ahead and take both of these faces right here, go into the side view, into the right frame mode and press I to insert the face to a point right here where the rim starts. Then you can go ahead and press X, click on faces, and let's go ahead and add in a bevel to all of these edges right here with Ctrl and B to make the wheels a little bit rounder. Let's go ahead and take all of these vertices right here, press Shift and D, right click P in selection, so we can go ahead and start to model the rim. Let's first of all go ahead and select these 4 vertices right here and press F, then select these 2 vertices and just hold F all the way to the end, press A to select all, press E to shoot it and then right click to leave this at the same place. Change the pivot point back to medium point and press S to scale this down all the way to a point around here. Let's go ahead and add in a loop cut and slide this to the right side to a point around here. And then let's go ahead and select every other face just like this. And then we can go ahead and press Alt and E and go ahead and click on extrude faces along normals. So we can go ahead and extrude the faces in to right here and change the pivot point now to individual origins. So we can go ahead and press S and scale down every face on its own. Let's go ahead and move this a little bit in. Then press Alt E again and shoot the faces again along the normals to a point around here, as again to scale them down, and let's go ahead and bring them to the right side. Then from right here you can go ahead and press X and click on faces, select these 2 edges right here and press F and go ahead and repeat this with all of the other edges as well. And then go ahead and select all of these vertices right here and press F and do the same at the back right here and press F. Alright, this is a basic wheel already done, and now we can go ahead and rename this one to rim, take this one and rename this one to tire, then go ahead and select both the rim and the tire, go into the edit mode, press A to select all, Shift and D and then Y and move this to the back, and you have to scale up this wheel, as on this car the back wheels are bigger than the front wheels. To do this, let's go ahead and press 2 to go into the edge selecting mode, with Shift deselect and select this edge again so it becomes the active element, press period and go ahead and change the pivot point to active element, so you can go ahead and scale up this wheel away from the active element so that the bottom of this tire right here is on the same level as this one right here. And then what you can do is to add in a mirror modifier to the rim and a mirror modifier to the tire to mirror of the wheels to the other side as well. Alright, kings and queens, this is the basic way on how to model a low poly car in Blender. If you're at this point interested in how to model a low poly car in Blender with even more details and things like the interior of the headlights or some really accurate rims, you can go ahead and check out my full step-by-step course on how to create a low poly car in Blender. Now I wish that you have learned a bunch of new things in this video. If so, I would highly appreciate a thumbs up, and of course do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Do also go ahead and join my Discord server, where you can go ahead and start learning 3D modeling with all of the other people in there. Like this, you will go ahead and make even more progress. So now my kings and queens, I wish you all of the best for the future, and we will see us in the next video.